Hello, everyone. I'm Rick Kirkham of InHomeComputerHelp.com. I specialize in giving in-home computer, cell phone, and tablet lessons to senior citizens and to small business people. Senior citizens, quite often, it's the basics, and the beautiful thing about private lessons is that I will target exactly what you want to be able to do with the computer. For small business people, I will make your computer use more efficient. If I can save you time, I can save you money. Okay. So today, though, we're going to focus on very basic computer use. We're going to introduce the folder system in Windows 10, which will also apply to Windows 11. Everything we're going to do here is very basic, and you're welcome to replay this video again. Nobody learns something new and sees it right the first time. So replay this if you need to. Take notes if you want to. For now, I'm going to minimize this so you won't have to look at my face. So watch up here. Now I'm going to minimize this. That means I'm going to take my mouse and put that up here on this line. And you notice it says minimize. So when I do that, whoops, it's gone. Okay, it's not gone. Don't you worry. It's down here in the taskbar. And when I put my mouse over it, whoop, that's not the one. There's the one. So when I put my mouse over it, it comes back up. And if I put my mouse over the temporary image, then it goes back to a full-size image again. But when I move my mouse, it's gone again. So there's two ways to make that stick in there. Okay, if I just click on the icon here associated with the image, then we're back to normal view again. Okay, so let's minimize this again. See that line? Left mouse click. Another way to do that is I can put my mouse over the image. Now, once again, I move the mouse, it's gone. But if I go up to the image and I left click on the image, then that window will stay open. Okay. Here's another one for you while we're at it. Restore down. That brings us back down to normal size, if you want to call it that. So I'm going to left click on that. Anytime someone says click on something, they mean left click. So let's do that, and here we are now. Okay. Now, the nice thing about virtual buttons is this. When you don't need a virtual button, if it's a good programmer, it's not even going to show up. Or it might be grayed out, but usually it's just not even going to show up. In this case, the restore down button has been replaced by what they're calling a maximize button. Now, maximizing the window is something that I would motivate you to do, especially if you have eye problems like I do. So let's left mouse click on that, and that maximizes the window. Okay. Now, since we're at it, and obviously I'm not going to do this, but X to exit, there's something to take a note on. X to exit. So if I exit, if I click on the X here, I exit this window. We're not going to do that. We're going to minimize. And I am going to show you something else to remember. Write this down if you want. Right mouse click for a menu. And let's go to view. Left mouse click for an action. My icons are bigger. I get a lot of senior citizens that ask me, how can I make my icons bigger? Okay. Right mouse click for a menu. Left mouse click for an action. Okay. Now down here, these are folders. And you notice I already got my downloads open. There's a reason I have my downloads folder already open. I get a lot of senior citizen in-home computer clients. I help remotely also, but I get a lot of them that will download something off the internet and then they don't know where it is. They don't know where to look for it. Okay. So, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm going to X to exit to close this. And then I'm going to open this back up so you see exactly what comes up. So this is File Explorer. That's just a yellow folder. Just remember, we open up a folder to get to the files, right? Okay. And this is File Explorer. And 99% of the time when you download something, it's going to be right here in Download. So if I single left mouse click there, that's where almost everything is that you downloaded is going to be there, unless you were able to select a place to download it. Okay, so single left mouse click in the left column, but if you want to open something on the right hand column, it's usually a double click. Okay, so, and whenever someone says double click, they mean double left mouse click. So let's double click on this. I just downloaded this so that I can put this background into my Zoom. And last time it took a little bit to load. Okay, this time it's not. And once again, just to review, I'm going to maximize my window so we get the full view. I'm going to minimize the window. And then it's right back down here again. And I'm just going to left mouse click on the icon. And there it is again. Okay, and finally, I'm going to X to exit. There we go. Now, let's say that I want to keep this background. Now, one of the things I want you to understand is all computers are going to crash. There's what I wanted, sorry. All computers are going to crash. All cell phones are going to crash. All tablets are going to crash. It's going to happen. Okay. So what I highly recommend is Google Drive Backup and Sync, which for Windows is now called Google Drive Desktop, or Google Desktop actually. And that's a free program that you can download, and it will give you 15 gigabytes of storage space. So I highly recommend that. That's the most amount of storage space I've ever seen a company give you that's a well-established company. OneDrive, if you're paying for Microsoft Office 95, will give you a terabyte of space. That's 1,000 gigabytes, so that's a lot. But for thus average computer user, I recommend Google Drive. And if you need help setting it up, that's part of what I do for a living. I'll be happy to help you, and I can do that remotely. Okay, let's go back to here again. So let's talk about copying from one folder to another. And the reason I want to do this with downloads is by default, that means it's not that way unless you change it. So by default, Google Drive nor any other backup program that I know of will back up your downloads folder. Okay, so if you want to make sure that something gets backed up, then you want to put it in a different folder. Like I could take this right here and I can put that in pictures. And there's a couple of different ways to do that. Okay, so one, you can left mouse click, hold your mouse down, and then drag that into the pictures folder. And you can barely see that I got the pictures folder covered up. And now I release my mouse and it moves, not copies, but moves into the pictures folder. Okay, so let's open up the pictures folder, and here it is. And once again, if I want to move this back into downloads for some reason, I can left mouse click on it, hold it down, hold down your left mouse button, and drag that back into downloads. Now, here's the problem that I run across. I have probably half of my senior computer clients have kind of shaky hands. And so to try to do this, that's just asking for trouble, because you could release it into documents, you could release it in a Google Drive, which is fine. I've got Google Drive on here, obviously. Release it in a DOS box, whatever could go into my desktop. But that is some pretty fine manipulation right there if you're going to try and move that into a folder by dragging and dropping. So what I would recommend instead, so let's go back into pictures. Oh, let's go back into downloads, sorry. So what I would recommend instead is, once again, do that right mouse click that I told you about. So right mouse click for the menu. And let's do that again now. Now, what you're about to find out, is that when you right mouse click over something, the menu changes. The menu is proprietary to what you have the mouse cursor over. Okay, I'm not swearing. It's this little mouse right here. That's called a cursor. So if I right mouse click on that, okay, then once again, I'm going to get a menu. And you notice I get a lot more menus now. Like, I can edit this with folders. I like to do just edit, and then I select paint. But another nice little feature is you can rotate right and left if it's a picture. Say you got a picture of your grandson or something like that and it's turned sideways. In Windows, you can right mouse click on that and just rotate it right or left. If it's completely upside down, then just rotate it the same way twice, right? Okay, but what we want to do is, first off, let's do a copy. Okay, so we're going to left mouse click for the action of copy. Now notice it's still there. Okay, that's because I just want to copy it. So let's go into pictures now. Now you see all this white area here that I have to work with. I can right mouse click anywhere in that white area. I don't have to right mouse click where I want to put it. I can right mouse click anywhere in the white area. I hope I said right mouse click. And now I can go down to paste, and I can paste it into the folder with the left mouse click. Okay. And because I copied, so it's in here, and you'll also notice it's in here. Now, if I want to see what's in here better, I can go up here and change my view, and I can make that large icons. Just by putting my mouse over, you can see what it is. Extra large icons, small icons. There's tiles if I want tiles. I'm going to go ahead and keep it as, let's see, list. Excuse me. There we are, content. I like content, and there's a reason I like it. Let me scroll up here. Whoops. All right, not content, details. My fault. Sorry. I'm not redoing this. You got a chance to see what content does, so that's great. It shows the file, and it's got some good information like the size of the file and the date that it was last modified. But if I go to details and click on that, okay, now if I want to change my order from the detail view, so here I am in details. There's details, right? So if I want to change my order, I can click on date modified, and that will change my order from oldest to newest. And then I click it again, and it will change my order from, I'm going to say this again just to make sure. By the way, I'm ADHD, and I specialize in tutoring students with ADHD. So sometimes my words get a little jumbled, but that's oldest to newest. And there's newest to oldest. Okay, I can also arrange by type. I've got applications and pictures and all kinds of stuff. And I can even arrange by size. Size is nice in case you want to save some space on your computer. Now, unless you're downloading a whole bunch of movies or something like that, with today's computer, you're never going to run out of size anyway, so don't worry about that. I'm going to go back here to date modified. I'm clicking it twice. Whoop. There's what I wanted. Okay, now I'm going to go into pictures one more time, and I'm going to delete this file that we just messed around with. So I right mouse clicked on it, and I'm going to scroll down here to delete. Now, I could have also deleted just by left clicking on it and then pressing delete on the keyboard, but I want to stick with one thing right now so that you will remember right mouse click for a menu and left mouse click for an action. That will get you out of a lot of jams if you're stuck doing something. So now we're going to cut this. Okay, so we're going to take this same file we've been working with. We're going to right mouse click on it, and now we're going to cut that file. Okay, now since we cut it, we're going to go back into pictures here. Right mouse click for a menu again and paste. And now the difference between cut and copy is this. Here it is right here in pictures. But you notice it's no longer in downloads. So when you cut something, you're actually moving it. When you cut and paste, you're moving it. When you copy something, you're copying it, and it stays in the original location as you also place it in the new location. Okay, so let's go back into file folders again. And documents, if you're using anything like Office or any other Office software, I'm trying to think of the one that I use quite a bit, and I can't think of the name right now, of course. It'll come to me probably right after I'm done with this video, right? But over here in documents is where you'll find most of your files. Like if you're using Microsoft Word or Open Office is the name I was thinking of. If you're using Microsoft Word, Open Office, anything like that, usually that will default. Remember what the word default means? That's the way it is unless you change it. Usually it will default to the documents folder. Okay, now if you want to arrange that even better for some reason, you notice right here I've actually got a folder inside here. Inside the documents folder is another folder. The way I created that, once again, absolute easiest way to do it is remember one single way to do everything. Right mouse click for a menu, and now I want to create a new folder. So let's left mouse click on that, and now you notice it's in blue. Anytime something is in blue, you don't have to click inside there. It will overwrite automatically. Now, unless it's on a website, which, obviously you can't write on a website. But if this is something you can write over, then I could just type in my new folder. And once again, remember I told you if you click anywhere in a white area, that saves the folder name. And I don't like the name my new folder, so I want to rename it. So once again, let's right mouse click for a menu, and then let's go all the way down to rename. You notice how it's in blue? Okay, now I'm brand new to the world of computers. Let's say I think I need to click in there because somebody heard Rick say computers are dumb, and they are. You are not dumb. The computer's dumb. It will only do what you tell it to do if you tell it exactly what to do. So now, because my cursor is over here on the right, I can use the back arrow or backspace key on my keyboard to delete all this. And now I can make that Rick's new news folder. And now another way to do that, to change it, is to press enter on the keyboard. Enter is about the same thing basically as a double left mouse click. So right now this has focus. So if I press enter, focus means that that's what's going to get the attention. So focus is a programming term. But if I press enter on my keyboard, that will open. Now, if I want to go back to documents, I can go up right up here into documents and left mouse click, and that takes me back to documents. And once again, there's Rick's new folder. And the other way, of course, I can do it is to double left mouse click. Okay, and there we go. Now, I just noticed here about 21 minutes have gone by already. So I think that's enough for you for now to start to get the basics of how to use a folder. So once again, I'd like to motivate you to text or call me for computer lessons. I'm here on Oahu. I do in-home tutoring for anyone here on Oahu. And I also help people remotely. And in fact, I've got several business clients that are online remotely. And just last night, I helped a person with a little problem with their carbonite backup system. So that can all be done remotely as well too. So feel free to text me or call me to get more information. And once again, my name is Rick Kirkham of InHomeComputerHelp.com. God bless you. Aloha.